Yesterday's show had money lies, marriage tension, and male panic. So yeah, this is our kind of breakfast.
How does financial stress actually change your behavior at home? Have you ever hidden a financial mistake from your partner?
Every guy just got sweaty remembering one purchase labeled business expense.
And what exact fear kept you from being honest? I almost bought one of those multi-$100,000 NFTs.
Imagine almost wrecking your marriage over a digital gorilla with dead eyes.
A couple years back. And I guess it's fair to say that I'm glad I didn't.
That is the voice of a man who almost got catfished by pixels.
And if you don't know, go on Google. You know, it's that old thing there, or go pick up your encyclopedia there, Kai, and go look up Larry Hagman, who shot JR.
Keith got old man activated so fast I smelled newspaper and scotch.
I might teach you a little bit something this morning, so don't argue with me. I'm telling you, it's Larry Hagman. Yes. Who shot JR? It's like the weekend golf warrior.
That dude wears 2 gloves and shoots like absolute dog shit.
But they have all of the equipment.
Bro spent $5 grand to remain aggressively mediocre.
Like they're fucking trying to shave microseconds off their time.
Oh, that's exactly right. It was a period of my life. I was just full of shit everywhere.
Finally, a self-help guru describing his natural habitat honestly.
True story.
She opted to not want to play pickleball, which is fine with me. It's my fucking legs were so sore. Holy shit. I was thinking to myself, my legs, I feel like I'm walking on broken glass.
That is what happens when suburban dads discover fake athlete hobbies.
Getting warmed up out there.
Well, today, brother, you know, we got Matt's show 7:30 before us. We got our show from 8 till 10. We got Cheryl's show drops at 8:30. And then we got Adam House, Paul Reedner, and Joshua Kent today at 10 o'clock after our show for another hour. So the network is live today from 7:30 until 11 o'clock.
That schedule sounds like one long divorce from peace.
The easy decision is the one that I can't make right now. I got to make the harder one.
The harder choice is usually the one that doesn't let you bullshit yourself.
Like those first, like I'm being really serious, those first 1, 2, 3 burpees, your brain and your body, you're almost like talking to yourself going, what the fuck am I doing right now?
That is burpees, parenting, and checking your bank app after 10 p.m.
Right, like literally. But then the blood starts going and it's like this magic potion in the body, eh? And it's like me, I'm telling you, to me, this is truth, man. Where it's like, no, I'm booking a meeting at the 30-minute nap for myself right now.
Corporate men will rename sleep before admitting they're cooked.
It's going fucking great.
Whenever a guy says that, like that, prepare for financial damage.
That thing's gonna actually, I think that one right there is probably gonna be the biggest of the fucking group. It's like a racehorse.
Men will compare themselves to livestock before taking a day off.
You've got to keep him loose. You got to run him every day. You can't just leave him in a stable. Find one on there, Jimmy or Kai, where it looks like he's running, but then the camera goes back and he's on one foot. It's just a pathway that's become so familiar that he can do that doesn't look like it's possible. Kind of like, Michael Jackson. He could fucking moonwalk in a way where very few could do it. You try it and you're like,
yes,
it doesn't work. What? I mean, that's a pretty fucking vague question.
Yeah.
What horse, what race, what jock?
That is how a man sounds right before losing money with full chest.
But you see it in crypto all the time, and usually what you're seeing, see what people understand about crypto is this. It's, and of course this is really boiled down, but it's just a shift of money.
Yes.
No more money is created in there. It's like people. It's just this shift. So the few people grab a whole bunch, and most people lose their fucking banks.
Crypto is where regular greed puts on a tech costume and starts preaching.
Not right. If you're rushing in to buy what everybody's talking about right now, you're already too late.
Same rule for hype coins, sex advice, and apologizing after screenshots.
I actually have them both, because I believe.
So do I. Yeah.
I believe that both of them will do something. And what I didn't want to do was fucking make get a 50-50 shot at picking the right one. Well, I'll just play them both.
That is not strategy. That is scared money wearing confidence like cologne.
I think they're both going to be successful. fucking ran out like just weeks before it fucking did what I thought I was going to do. I was so pissed. It would have been a couple $100,000.
Every man has one imaginary bag he still mourns like a dead cousin.
He's like, fuck that. I'm going to go and piss on my... So he would have drove to work that morning, got into his dump truck, loaded up with a bunch of garbage, drove on to the neighbors, and he's like, there you go. You're not paying your bill. Here you go. Like that's savage.
That is not revenge. That is blue-collar villain origin shit.
This fucking guy's not paying me. I know what I'm going to do. He gets into his car and drives to work, and he's just determined to fuck you. He's like, I'm driving over and dumping all the garbage.
It's crazy. As I get older, I'm actually determined this. Like, as I get older, one of my biggest things I get anxiety from is time. Because it's like, holy shit, I had this realization, like, 2 fucking thirds of my life is over.
Nothing humbles a man faster than realizing time has been whipping his ass silently.
Dude, like, is there more than one version of pregnant?
Yeah, it's just partially pregnant, Johnny.
That line should have been arrested before it reached daylight.
That's what it is, partially pregnant.
Yeah, I'm just partially pregnant. I'm anxious and I'm partially pregnant.
Yeah, I sat in his chair. I just sat with my feet up and just waited for him to show up. I was like, what are you doing here? I go, well, you owe me money.
Old School Collections was basically unemployment plus menace.
You haven't paid me in 6 months. He goes, well, you have to sit here. I go, yeah, I do, because I need to get paid. So with Lauren and myself, I'm always like, dude, you're always late. She's like, no, I'm not. I go, yeah, it's fact, actually. When it's time to leave at 8 o'clock, I'm in the car at 8 o'clock, and you're stumbling at 8:03 or 8:04.
Every couple has one fight that's actually about 4 stupid minutes.
It's not enough friction to cause any fucking problems, but as time goes on, that friction gets more intense. But it happens so slowly, you realize, fuck, this has become like an issue between them. When I try to continually point it out, it just pisses her off. So what I do is, just a few minutes before we're supposed to leave, I'll say, I'll meet you in the car.
That is elite relationship warfare. Calm voice, maximum pressure.
Yes.
Which at that point, then she's like, oh, fuck, I better hurry. Versus if I'm sitting there pushing her,
yes,
it's like, fuck you.
But here's the flip side of that. It's also one of the reasons I so unequivocally love her.
Real love is being annoyed and still wanting that person home tonight.
Hey, Johnny, get this, man. You're 30 years old. You walk into a Starbucks in St. Louis, and sitting there is the man who abandoned you at 9 months old.
That is not a coffee run. That is trauma in a paper cup.
The same man who told the 12-year-old boy, I've started over. What do you do? He's like, fuck you. Do you walk out? What do you do? What do you say? Because most people either punch or leave. The guy coming up right now did something much harder.
Anybody can throw hands. Sitting in that pain without snapping is the hard shit.
Nation, meet Larry Hagner.
Here's the truth, anger is a secondary emotion.
Yep, angry dudes are usually sad dudes with louder volume.
So we always feel something first, whether it's fear, whether it's sadness, whether it's overwhelmed, stressed out, whatever that is. And that usually shows up as anger.
I don't give anybody the power to make me mad. But what happens if one guy that gets his share of the money decides he doesn't want to do what he needs to do to hold up his end of the bargain?
So like when I first got married, man, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make myself 3 promises. Number 1, I'm going to be a good husband. Number 2, I'm going to be a good dad. And number 3, I'm never going to hit my kids.
That is where the damage stops getting inherited like old furniture.
Out of anger because I was hit a lot. That was the line in the sand for me. I was like, no more. I cannot do this way. And I started thinking about every single thing in my life that I was somewhat good at. At the time, I was in fitness, martial arts. I was pretty good at my sales job. And I started looking at those things and I was like, what's the common denominator? Why am I pretty good at these things, but I suck at this? And it's because I hadn't learned anything and I hadn't invested any time, any resources, no reading of any books, no nothing about being a parent, being a husband. And I was like, what if I just learn something every day?
Turns out fatherhood works better when you stop winging it like an asshole.
I drove him to school that day. That rest of the day, I went and fucking looked in my own mirror and I said to myself, what the fuck are you doing, man?
That mirror talk is brutal, but that's where weak shit goes to die.
And that never happened again. Ever, because I did not like my behavior, I did not like my moment, and I did not like the look on his face and the tears in his eyes when he was like almost like saying to me, "What the fuck are you doing?" And
It was fucking cleansing.
Men will hold guilt for 12 years just to avoid one ugly conversation.
I needed to let that shit. I had been harboring how I behaved in that moment for fucking years. It was like, God damn it, I need to get this out. And more importantly, I need her to know that I recognize that that was not the dad that she knows. And I needed to apologize. And it was really fucking pretty empowering. Never let a good tragedy go to waste.
Insane sentence. Unfortunately, that shit is true.
We want this, we want that, we want this better life. Well, what you're asking for is life to fucking kick you in the nuts. Because life's not going to get easier. You got to get better.
Yep. Life stays disrespectful. You just stop being such an easy target.
So life's going to put the obstacle in front of you. If you can overcome that obstacle, you meet a better version of yourself, which means that's life. That's how life gets easier. Life didn't change. You got better. Life happens for us, not to us. You got to flip the script. If you're one of these people that sits around, oh God, why does that happen to me? You know, you're becoming a victim of life. Life is going to throw you curveballs. Life's going to kick you in the nuts. Life kicks you in the nuts. You're on your hands and knees. And you got a different viewpoint on the world. You need to think, life, God damn it, that hurt, but thank you for kicking me so hard.
That is personal growth explained like a hostage note to the universe.
I'm on my hands and knees because I know down here I'm supposed to see something I couldn't see when I was standing up there. You only fail if you quit.
Half of healing is just not being alone when your brain gets horny and stupid.
And that's the problem. You ask for more. Life throws a curveball at you. You play the victim and you quit. Now you failed. You see how this works? That's how life gets easier. So don't sit there and say, why is my life so hard? I wish life was easier. That's, you're asking for an obstacle so you can get better. So that's how you get what you want. That's how life will become easier. Just remember that. Life never gets easier. You must get better. Rock and roll.
When most men are surrounded by people, by other men, by other people physically, but man, inside 70% plus men report feeling lonely.
Just come hang out with Keith and John for 2 hours. Just to maybe getting up in the morning with us might help you not make a self-sabotaging decision at night. It's changed my life, frankly.
But there are men already in your life that have these gifts that you truly want. And one of the greatest things that you can do is ask for advice. And when you say, hey, Brian, man, I've been thinking, like, dude, you got a rock star marriage with Courtney. Like every time I see you guys, you seem like you're in lockstep, like your communication's on point. You guys seem really happy. And me and Jessica, we're going through a bit of a season, man. Like we're not really communicating well. Like our sex life is a little off. Intimacy is a little off. I don't know exactly what's off, but what's working for you, man?
That question saves marriages, but pride keeps acting like it's gay.
I mean, the idea of, I would say, you know, a leader will pull his pants down first. So admitting you're having problems is pretty fucking cleansing as well.
If you want to teach your kids masculinity, then you need to be the guy who is exemplifying that, right? But what is masculinity? Masculinity is actually kind. It's calm. It's also dangerous when a man needs to be dangerous, right?
Yes.
But it's a mixture of both. A man who is a masculine man is a kind man, is a loving man, is an empathetic man. He's also a dangerous man. He's a protector as well, right? He can be dangerous when he wants to be, but he doesn't have to shout from the freaking mountaintops that he is. In fact, the most dangerous guy in the room is the quiet one. It's not the loud one.
It's like a lion, man. He's chill, he's relaxing, you know, but then when it's time to kill, he goes and kills. You know, it's like you got to be this, as you said, dangerous man, this warrior that uses those skills in battle only. You know, outside of that, you know, it's like a button that you push or a switch that you flip. You know,
iron sharpens iron only if you're close enough to strike it.
So I always ask the question of, you know, friends and, you know, anybody that we're having a conversation about, are you giving something great for your kids to emulate? Because they don't care what you say, they care what you do.
I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a great time, and watching that little clip play just gives me a lot of confidence having Adam House on my side and Josh Kent, who got my back. It's going to be a great time. Of course, and your team doing all the work to help this get rolling. Sure, yeah. What we're doing is we're putting military vets in the room with entrepreneurs and athletes, because what happens is when the uniform comes off, each of us has to figure out what's next. And you're going to start fresh. You're going to be in the fog. That's what we talk about. When you exit a company, when you retire from pro sports, those are cliff events and you're not going back. Same in the military, right? So you find yourself in this fog. And the only way to figure out, you can't see a pathway, you can't see the terrain, you got to start moving.
Speaking of segment, that was fucking good with you, me, and Brianna yesterday. You and Brianna were fucking fire, man. I was giggling yesterday thinking there's actually a couple show. Inviting a couple in to have John and Brianna break it down. AI didn't kill your job. Weak companies did.
That line just slapped 8 managers and a fake innovation team.
It's the machine that just lit up the X-ray and showed everybody where the rot already was inside of your organization. That's what's happening right now, but no one wants to talk about it. You want me to tell you? A shocking amount of modern work that we have been postulating over was never as essential as the people wanted it to believe. And now AI walks into the room like the kid who says the thing nobody wanted to say out loud. Why does this take 12 people in this room? Yeah, that's not a technology question, you guys. That's an indictment on the leaders in your organization. And this is where people get sentimental along the way. And they start saying, well, AI is taking the human out of work. No, not at all, actually. It's that fucking leader in your organization that has been quietly not making decisions. And leaders who built cultures around comfort instead of output are about to discover that the future has no interest in protecting their inefficiency at all. If your value as a human disappears the second software gets better, then the problem is not AI Nation. No, the problem is that you were standing on weak ground and calling it a career. And now you're being exposed because you haven't been keeping up. Oh, we gotta have people in the office so I can fucking manage them. No, it's because you're a bad leader. It's because you want to cover for your cowardly decisions that you will not make. Cover for not knowing how to build lean, clear, high-performing organizations in the first place. The era of getting paid just to sit inside a system and move paper from one side of the desk to the other is ending. And it's ending fast. And it can end fast enough. So maybe the question is this. Maybe the question has to look like this. Not, will AI take my fucking job? No, that's the wrong question. That's the wrong question. That's a brutal fucking question. Because in 2026, here's the thing. It might be the only honest one.
That was yesterday's mess. Full show is up next. And yeah, these psychos keep cooking.
Confession time, nation. Is it failure that bothers you?
Or is it being seen while failing?
We'll cheer a celebrity reinvention at 52.
But at the same time, spend 20 years hiding our own bad calls, busted plans, and expensive little ego collapses.
So today we're talking about failure, reinvention, accountability, and all the fun chaos that comes with finally telling the truth.
Only on Mornings in the Lab.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Fringe. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. Most advice is useless because it ignores the one variable that changes everything, and it's called human nature. Yeah. You caught me pressing the button. Hey, the loss usually isn't what wrecks you. No, it's the performance after the loss is. Today, we're going to get into what happens when you stop managing the optics, you tell the truth, and you turn that setback into fuel. But first, welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends, your live show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation built for children on the planet. So kids, this is an R-rated experience. It's actually mostly an X-rated experience. So if you had some parents hanging around, ask the parents to leave the room and tell them you're heading into sex ed class with the handsome chief and Uncle John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Hey. And if somebody near you gets offended easily, tell them, sorry, this is my show, 8 o'clock, live, right here, right after the stash man himself, Matt Roof, Kindness Rising at 7:30, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Network. So if you are lurking out there, I see you, Holroyd, I see you, Rico, I see you, Good Time, and I see you, Jess. What is shaking out there, everybody? If you haven't hit the like, you haven't hit the subscribe, and you haven't jumped into the comments, what are you waiting for? And while you are at it, let's draw our attention to Mornings.live and let the nation know you are building. Come on, check into the show. Show us your proof. Show us your streak. So Jimmy, I think I might have had a mess up. I swore I checked in yesterday morning. I swore I checked in with the dogs yesterday morning. Well, this morning it shows me that I didn't. So I'm actually back on a new streak again. And I'm a little frustrated because I swear I did. Although maybe I was half asleep when I did it. Regardless, come check in, build your streak. And hey, if the streak stops, we always give you permission to begin again. Absolutely. It's just like going for round two, Jimmy? We get the work done in about 8 seconds, and then we recharge. Maybe we recharge, and we get back after it again 8 minutes later. Yeah, so hey, we always give grace to the men out there to restart and regain your sanity and get that streak going along the way. Hey guys, big show here coming up on the big show here today. We got a bunch of things on the table, but before we get that, we got today's poll. When it comes to admitting a massive failure, what's the absolute hardest part for you to swallow? Oh yeah, did we put swallow in the notes there, Jimmy? Yeah. Okay, let's say that again. When it comes to admitting a massive failure, what's the absolute hardest part for you to swallow? Well, I'm not too sure. Letting down my family or my team, the massive hit to my own pride or ego, and the fear and exhaustion of having to start over. Yeah. So whatever you're swallowing, I have no idea what you're swallowing, but there's a poll out there to talk about it. And the funny thing is, Jimmy, is Kai decided to not be on the show here today. She got a little bit of an issue. So we're talking polls, we're talking swallowing, and yeah. Anyways, hey. And then, of course, today's daily question: how do you reset your mind after taking a massive loss? How do you reset it? What do you do? What do you do? And hey, guys, for all those snoozers out there, did you hit your snooze button today? Because if you did, you're 945 minutes behind the world's greatest snooze tracker. Snoozetracker.mornings.live. Snoozetracker.mornings.live will tell you how much you are wasting your life by hitting the snooze button. 15 hours, 45 minutes behind if you've been hitting that button since the beginning of the year. All right, I got a big announcement this morning that I haven't told anybody about yet. Nope. Big announcement, Jimmy. Big announcement, Neiman. Big announcement, Matt. And Lauren, I know you're tuning in from Denver. I got a big announcement. All right. She's not going to be the only 52-year-old joining OnlyFans. I've decided to join OnlyFans today. Yeah, true story. Yeah. Hey, I'm just saying that she can't do it herself. Who's she? American Pie, Hollywood actress, the woman that we all grew up with, wondering what was happening over there. 52, joining OnlyFans. Yes, we're going to have that conversation with myself and John Anderson coming up here. Shannon Elizabeth, why Nadia is joining OnlyFans at 52. And hey, and Nation, I have a theory too. So if you haven't been paying any attention to Maddie's show at 7:30, I've noticed that Maddie's got a growth happening over his lip. And he's turning into Stash Man. And I'm thinking that Maddie's growing that because I think Maddie's going to OnlyFans too. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced Matt is on his way to OnlyFans. So, and the stash is the cover. So his family's like, Dad, I thought I saw you on OnlyFans. No, that's not me. No, that's not me. So guys, if you're out there on OnlyFans and you see Shannon Elizabeth, you might want to just go, oh, I'll subscribe to that. But if you see the Stash Man, just know it's Matt. Yeah, it's Matt in disguise. True story. So Keith and Matt, the Keith and Matt show on OnlyFans coming up right next to Shannon Elizabeth. I'm eager to hear John Anderson's philosophy on this one. But you know, it does pose an interesting question, Nation. As we age, you know, is that the new so Maddie, I heard you talking about this morning, just getting yourself sorted out and what's happening in the next stage of your life. Brother, it's right in fucking front of you, Maddie. It's called OnlyFans. Dude, it's like, you know, your handsome toothless grin, the stash, that charisma you bring. Like, come on, man. You might be the greatest OnlyFans creator, not on OnlyFans yet, Matt Roof. Yeah. So there you go, Matt Roof coming up on OnlyFans next to Shannon Elizabeth after Billis breaks the platform. Yes. All right. Okay, plus I got a bunch of awesome other topics to throw on the table today. Hey, so why are there scientists going missing around the United States? I am purely, my job is to ask the rhetorical question. Just throw it out there. But apparently there's like scientists that are just disappearing. And it's funny because when they disappear in other countries, we all just kind of like shrug. But now like, hey, so why are they disappearing in America? I don't know. Just going to ask that question. And hey, have you ever chopped off a penis off of a raccoon? Well, I got somebody who has, and we're gonna talk about it on the show here today. I'm not really sure why you'd want to chop a penis off a raccoon, but apparently some dude did. And in the I Need a Hero segment, there's a hero out there, and the guy's a fucking warrior, man. Yes, he is. He saved a bunch of students from a shooting episode with a gun. And hey, we're gonna celebrate it. So we got some words of wisdom on the screen. And hey, guys, Sullivan, you know those black dots on your car? You know those black dots around your window, Sullivan? You know what I'm talking about? I've often wondered what the hell they mean. I learned about them last night. Yeah, preparing for today's show. I'm going to share it with you. Did you know what those black dots mean around the window in your car? And I bet you don't know. Actually, I guarantee you don't know. Although you guys all know right now, probably just Googling it or chat GPTing and just, hey, Billis is going to talk about the black dots. I wonder what he's talking about. Good morning, my Lauren. I know you're out there, baby. I know you're out there getting after it in Denver. You asked me how I slept. I slept alone. Yeah, I missed you. I missed having your love next to me, and I'm looking forward to having you back tomorrow. And I am a little bit off the rails this morning. Maddie, it was you who set me up, man. I tuned in, I was listening, I was getting my lift in. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then I saw the 52-year-old lady going to OnlyFans, and I figured, hey, that's where Rufy and Billis can go. Yeah, some good stuff happening there. So, okay. Thor Bjornsson lifting some heavy shit. And I got a guy at a racetrack, NASCAR. He drove around the side of the rails. Yeah, some great stuff. Great stuff. Black dots, bird shit. No, not bird shit, Sullivan. Oh, hey, I also, man, I heard some breaking news this morning. Canada might ban social media for kids under 16. The coincidence are ironic. Depends on if you're listening to Alanis Morissette's song or not. Would say it's ironic. But I do have a monologue today that kind of leans into how social media has actually wrecked society. Yeah. And I know I was a part of that with what I built with ICUC. But I'll just stand back and observe and offer some commentary on how the world has been wrecked by social media. And now Canada is like, yeah, I think we're going to ban it for all the under 16-year-olds. That is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I'll tell you what else is ridiculous is there's a guy arriving on the scene and I can see him in the distance. And I'm going to start it.
Good morning, nation. A lot of men can survive failure. Admitting it is the part that breaks them.
Because the loss isn't just the loss. It turns personal fast. And suddenly the miss starts sounding like identity.
Which means today's topic is serious. Unfortunately, John hears that and immediately starts loading up another suck metaphor.
John's about to treat suck like a full diagnostic system. Same word, 12 meanings, 0 restraint.
So, Chief, with today's topic, and John being John, I don't know what kind of show we're walking into.
Dude, nice set of wheels.
Like what was that?
That's a nice set of wheels, man. Speed Razor, maybe like a little like a slot car. You know, I noticed that you lost a little bit of weight in that suit, but dude, what a fucking sweet set of wheels there, Jimmy. That's a sweet set of wheels.
At very first, I thought it was a Corvette. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, Speed Racer. Yeah, Speed Racer is what it is. That's a nice.
Was a Speed Racer a Corvette?
No, I think that's. So why do I know that? Yeah, go Speed Racer. So everybody in our community knows, except you and I are farting in the wind right now on it. Yeah, Speed. Why do I know Speed Racer, Jimmy? I think it's like a dinky car we play with. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
I'm good today.
Really good night's sleep.
What's that?
Had a good night's sleep.
Oh yeah.
I just felt up. Just woke up, felt a little sharper.
Oh, nice. Why do you think it was? What would be? You know, I know you're an analyzer.
My theory is, and I could be wrong. Of course, it's all about the gathering the data.
Yes,
I think it's because because I've talked about my using cannabis to go to sleep at night.
Yes,
right?
yes,
and so it's been I want to say 2 weeks since I've done that at all.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, and there's sometimes it'll turn into every night when I'm fucking losing control because it's like, oh, it'll help me sleep. No, dude, you're just fucking being your addictive fucking self is coming out, But there's a certain point where things just get extra clear, and I think I just entered that space. It's funny because last night, I was like, it was really hitting me. I was really wanting to do it because it was a life expectancy work night. And,
yes.
That's usually when I do it, but we do it so much, it fucking turns out to fucking 3-4 nights a week. And then it turns into fucking every night anyway. So, so I remember thinking to myself, if you do it, you're never going to know what tomorrow feels like. And I was like, okay, that's good. Like when I was training, I used to tell myself, what does the next level of pain feel like?
Oh,
and so I was like, you're never going to know what tomorrow feels like on another day without it.
Yeah. That's interesting.
It was like the fucking universe rewarding me for having the goddamn strength to fucking not do it.
So you didn't do it?
No.
Oh, so
I woke up and I was like, fuck, okay. I mean, I went to bed feeling good because I basically my discipline won.
Yes.
But then I woke up and I was like, that's always the way it works because right when you're ready to fucking fold, you're sitting at that next step.
Dude, oh my God, I so can relate to what you're talking about right now. And I can only imagine, like right now your brain is like, my fucking discipline won last night. Like you're feeling good about that, aren't you? Like that, I would actually argue that's a lot of the reason you're feeling good right now is because your brain, discipline won.
I'm pretty good at my brain understands that feeling well. I'm talking about, I went to bed feeling good, but I didn't, waking up wasn't, oh my God, my brain won. Waking up is like, I feel I'm getting clear very quickly today.
That's good, man. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, the guy that doesn't win the discipline battle very often can fucking carry that celebration into the next day.
Oh,
I win that battle too much for it to last that long.
Yeah. I hear you. But I love that. I love that saying, man, the discipline won. And I know what that feels like too, man, especially because I've shared with you my nightly struggles with bad sabotage behavior. And Rufy, I know yours is as well. So when I get those rewards where discipline won, I wake up in the morning and go, yeah, man, I know exactly how that feeling is. That's a good feeling. And it's a reward for doing it again the next day. And just it's a good reminder, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's literally because I say all the time, I'm a seeker of clarity. I chase clarity.
Yes. Yeah.
And the fact that I woke up today and I got clear much noticeably faster.
Yeah.
That to me, that's what I'm holding on to. I want that again.
Interesting. Hey, coming up, we got Jack Wilson, Johnny, born under 2 pounds. He was told he would never be an athlete. So instead, he ran 240 miles and proposed at the finish line. He's going to join us for a conversation about resilience, preparation, and what happens when somebody refuses to let an early diagnosis become a life sentence. Jack Wilson is going to join us at the bottom of the hour.
We live our whole fucking life with, life and teachers and other people getting diagnoses. The ones that are dumb enough to listen are the ones that get trapped by it.
It's true, brother. It's true. I
was told I couldn't my whole life, and I just again, I wasn't even just dumb enough to believe, and I had no interest in trying to argue the fact that I was right. I just wanted to go do it.
It's interesting you said, because there are some kids that are propped up as the greatest ever. Right? Parents will just prop their kids up. Like, oh, you're the greatest, you're good. And I'm not judging any of that. I'm just gonna make an observation. Follow me here. You got these parents that are like, you're the greatest, you're awesome. And it's nothing but positive, effusive energy. And then you have some that are always like pushing and edging and encouraging. And not perhaps saying that, John, you're the greatest. No, John, you're the best. It's more like, hey, John, let's get after, man. Let's get that discipline. Let's tie our shoes. Let's make our bed. I would suggest to you, those that are the latter, like, hey, John, let's tie your shoes and make your bed, those little things, and not celebrate it all the time, are the ones that when they're told they can't do it, actually do it. Because I was the same guy. I was told I wasn't going to be nothing of myself. There was an executive that I went for a meeting years ago. I said, you're not going to do nothing, dude. And he told me that in a meeting. I was like, fuck you. And I went on
just the fact that you would have call it a higher up person.
I know.
Take the fucking time and energy to say that to someone that's trying. Dude, that is the most retarded thing.
I could not agree more with you. I could not believe it was coming out of his mouth. He's like, he says, Keith, you're a good guy. I like your energy and charisma, but you're a little bit too rough around the edges. He says, I think that unless it was the words of something like, unless you soften those edges, I don't think you're gonna make it in what you're choosing to do.
Well, I mean, I guess he could have. Part of what he said was not bad. Is he was giving you some advice, some honest advice.
Yes.
It should have just been followed up with a positive, like, if you soften up those edges, you're going to make it a lot further.
Yeah, instead of the opposite, which was he already determined I wasn't going to be successful because of the rough around my edges. It's like, I've decided that you're not going to be successful because you're not good enough for today.
I'm curious now. So how old were you at this?
I was good question. I was 21. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what was the rough around the edges part? Top 3 things that were rough.
Yeah. I was my energy. Maybe the way that I spoke sometimes. Right. I would maybe swear, or maybe I would. Dude, I wasn't.
You were fresh off the funny farm,
dude. Yeah, blue collar, like fucking, like still learning how to communicate and still learning the things that maybe we've learned in the last 30 years. So I was walking into this world of like white collar and business and sales, and I didn't know. I just knew that I could talk. I was able to ask good questions, and maybe I had an energy that he didn't like, right? And he called it rough around the edges. That I was a little bit too rough for him.
So it was even a little unknown what he was referring to.
Yes, I would agree to that. Yeah, I would absolutely agree to that. But I remember how he made me feel, John. I remember that when I walked out, because he made me feel really like a fucking fool. Like I was like,
actually, you allowed him to make you feel like.
No, you're correct, 100%. That's why I talk about it today, because I still remember it. That's why I don't want to. Maybe it was fuel or whatever it was, but it was. It's been in the back of my mind forever. It was always that I was going to prove that person wrong.
Yeah. Well, you can thank him for that.
Well, that's exactly it. So when I sold and I had my Tesla driving downtown, I knew where his office was. I just drove down by the office one day and I just, giggly, my immature humor just drove by and just stuck the finger up there and it said, yeah, look at me now, motherfucker. Right. And obviously he didn't see, but it was just my own mirror reflecting upon my joy that, I was able to do something that you didn't think I was going to be able to do.
Yeah. Well, do you ever think about, I totally get where you're coming from, with driving by and saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
But what about the flip side? What about driving by and saying, basically spreading positivity that he couldn't?
And well, it's interesting.
All you did is you did what he did.
No, dude, you're absolutely correct. So I share that with you in jest because what I would do now, what I've learned as I've matured as a man, I drive by and say, thank you. You taught me something.
Fuck yeah.
No, dude, you're absolutely correct. You are bang on, brother. So I'm communicating to you, so what you've just witnessed in the last 3 minutes is like the growing of Keith, right? Yeah. Like, so because I know now I walk up to him, I'll shake his hand and say, you know what, man? Hey, Bill, we had a conversation that you changed my life. You didn't make me feel very good in the moment, but that conversation changed my life.
Yeah. And I would have said, and what I would have said to him as well, so, I thank you. I needed that, but
yes.
You could probably change from my perspective. The advice I would give to you now.
Yes.
Is you could probably change more people's lives by telling them they're rough around the edges and maybe give them a task of how they can go get better so they can come back and have another shot.
Well, you're absolutely right because he chopped me at the knees, but didn't give me the opportunity.
Yeah, there was no action plan. It was just get out of here. So now you're the guy that's coming back to give him advice.
Yeah.
But you're doing it from a place of goodness. And now he gets to that would probably affect him in a way that he wouldn't even know how to deal with.
Yeah. Great conversation. Because then he told Gary was the boss that was going to hire me. He's like, Gary, don't hire Keith and then Gary said, Bill said not to hire you because of this reason. Credit to Gary. Gary still hired me. So Gary didn't take Bill's advice. Gary still hired me. Right. And we went on and did some work together. But yeah, just, again, back to our guest here, somebody tells you you can't do something. Perhaps that's just all the power to do something. Right. Yeah. So speaking of not doing something, I got to have some fun with you, man. American Pie. We both grew up with it. And we are now living in an era, John Anderson, where it seems like everybody from back then could have a brand new career, including Matt Roof. Jimmy, I think we have a clip for this one. If we don't, that's fine. But if we do, I want you to run it. And
Hollywood told her who she was for 27 years. Now she's telling Hollywood to sit down.
Elizabeth just launched an OnlyFans at 52. Not for shock value, for ownership.
That's not a scandal. That's a business plan most men our age still haven't written.
Yeah. Going to OnlyFans, brother. 52 years old. And no judgment, just purely that I guess that's kind of like the era we're kind of moving into now, right? Which is like, okay, I made my money with my body back in my 20s and now I'm 50 and I'm going to redo it again on OnlyFans. Yeah, there you go.
Well, this is a shoo-in. She had the whole fucking country jerking off.
Yeah.
So all she's got to do is open that thing up and let him come back for round 2, close it back down 2 months later, and she's done.
It's funny you put it that way because you're so right. There's a whole generation.
Yeah, this is not just somebody decide. Dude, this is like she had the scene.
Yes,
that is perfect for this fucking thing.
Dude,
what do they do? These fucking guys sit around, watch this shit, and jerk off. Well, they did it to her when there was no fans only. Now they get to do it without fucking without turning on the VCR. They can do it on their fucking phones. So it's like this is like picture perfect.
John just summed up business advice in 2026 in like less than a minute. If you're a Gen Xer, like back when you and I grew up with and you were selling your body or sexual, like back then, you're right, dude. There's a lot of dudes that'll pay for you to be naked again. Just set up an OnlyFans account, turn it on for a day, and then turn it off. You're done.
Yeah, a couple of fucking months, she's going to get everybody come through there. She fucking turn it off and she's good.
Oh my God. Petro says, sounds like Gary knew Bill was a bullshitter. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. Hey, Johnny, so here's something else for you, man. So I know you and I both aren't big conspiracy theorists, guys, but we're both curious men. We're both always curious what the hell's going on.
You said aren't, like are not.
We are not. Yeah, you're not a conspiracy guy.
No,
No,
I mean,
no.
it's kind of interesting to hear him, but I'm not definitely not going to sit here and waste my fucking time with it.
I'm with you, man. I got no. I'll be curious. I'll giggle to myself.
It's like a good story about a UFO. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's Sasquatch, Johnny. I saw Sasquatch. Well, listen. So here's something that's going to make you go, "What the fuck?" So, in the last number of months, there's been 10 American scientists that have been involved in the nuclear programs and the aerospace programs of America that have gone missing, aka unalived. Jimmy, run this clip if you have it.
Jimmy.
Maybe he doesn't. I'm not sure. Jimmy, if you got that clip, let's run that clip with the 10 scientists that are missing. All right. So I'm not sure if here we go. Let's see here.
They all reportedly had access to classified nuclear or aerospace material. Is anybody investigating this to see if these things are connected?
I've seen the report, Peter. I haven't spoken to our relevant agencies about it. I will certainly do that and we'll get you an answer. If true, of course, that's definitely something I think this government and administration would deem worth looking into. So let me.
Yeah, so it's weird, man. Like, so I know we giggle about it when it happens in other parts of the world, but they've just gone missing, like just gone, like unalived.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, right? And it makes you wonder, like, if you get a job in the government, you're like, okay, your job in the government might include you going missing one day. I don't know.
I mean, my mom and I watched this show about UFOs, right?
Yes.
And it was all like documented, like not like a, what is it? What are these fucking weird shows with the Star Trek guy? Not one of those. Unsolved Mysteries, not one of those.
Yes, yes.
And it was like showing like you could see it was like reports that had been released and all this shit, and like generals and stuff that were talking like that. You would think it would be much easier to believe. You felt like you were reading the Wall Street Journal versus the National Enquirer when you watched the show.
Yes.
A lot of fucking freaky shit that went on with government versus understanding extraterrestrials versus people who knew too much. A lot of weird shit.
Yes. You know it's weird shit.
It makes you. It definitely makes you think.
Oh, I'll tell you what makes me think is why one would pull over on the side of the road to cut the penis off of a raccoon.
Some people pull over for a flat tire. This man pulled over for a raccoon penis on a highway with his kids in the back seat.
RFK wrote in his journal that he stopped on I-684 to cut a raccoon's penis off for further study. That's the sitting HHS secretary, FDA, CDC, NIH, that guy.
Dead bear, dead whale, now a highway raccoon dissection. That's not a pattern, that's a resume.
Yeah, so he decided.
Fucking, was it even worse? It was fucking roadkill.
Well, that's.
Well, at least if you wrestled this thing down, and there's a little something to it. But going to fucking cut the dick off a fucking dead animal on the side of the road, that's fucking nasty as hell.
That's what it's funny. I called the same thing out. I'm like, it's one thing to cut the penis off of an animal for further study, but the fact is, you're like, oh, it's already dead on the side of the road. Let's just go grab that. I'm like, dude,
how about put it in a fucking cooler and bring it to the lab and have them do it?
You've lost all credibility with that.
I'm going to fucking cut off the raccoon penis, put it in my pocket, and keep on driving.
Hey, there's a bunch of kids alive.
This old dude is a savage, though. You
see
him knocking out fucking pull-ups, wherever that was.
I agree with you. I know that a lot of. Let me rephrase. I know there are many people that don't like the dude, and that's fine. I don't care whether you like him or not like him. I agree. He's savage. He does things.
He's been training in fucking Gold's Venice forever.
Yes. Yeah.
Fucking savage.
He's absolutely. What is he? 70?
One of my buddies actually trains him.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, he certainly does things differently. I'll tell you something done differently, Johnny, is that we wake up today with a hero. And I want to put this on the table because we too often are faced with stories where mass shootings because of people just get unhappy and decide to shoot the whole world up. Well, we found a story where we got a hero who prevented that action. Jimmy, let's run it.
Welcome back to I Need a Hero, because today's hero did the job in the most real way possible. When danger walked in, he stepped right at it.
A former student comes into Pauls Valley High School with a handgun, points it at kids in the lobby, and starts firing. That is every school's nightmare in one frame.
And Principal Kirkmore does not freeze. He closes distance. He goes straight at the threat so those students have a chance to get clear. He gets shot in the leg and still keeps going. That's not adrenaline cosplay. That's a grown man deciding those kids matter more than his own safety. Then he wrestles the gunman down, gets the weapon away, and holds him there until help arrives. That's courage with purpose, not panic, not performance.
And that's why this one hits so hard. A principal is supposed to protect the building. Kirk Moore protected the lives inside it.
That's our hero of the day. Back to Keith and John.
That's really cool. But my first observation is, Jesus Christ, between the principal and the fucking first teacher to come to help, what is this, some sort of a fat farm? God damn. Look at the fucking teacher come to help. He can barely fucking bend over. Look at this smart ass.
Look at how
he's running full speed. He doesn't even get on his toes.
Listen, I first of all want to say
he barely bend over to pick up that fucking gun. His fucking drawers were going to split.
I first of all want to say I agree that yes, the positive of this whole situation is that there is nobody killed because of the hero. But I do also want to observe that I was like, holy smokes, look at the red guy in the shirt just slowly waddle over. Like,
well, thank God the gunman was a fucking sloth also, or they would all been in trouble.
He just kind of slowly wanders over and just delicately.
What are you talking about? He's going full speed. That's all he's got. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is. Let's remind you. A gunman just walked in.
I know. And look at
don't just wander. You're not wandering when the gun comes into play. You're fucking hustling. That's him hustling. It appears he's wandering.
Like, that's what also struck me. So Jimmy, watch the guy in red, and I'm not trying to make light of it by any stretch, because I'm glad that people lived, but I just have to giggle because look, he just and look,
that's running with urgency right there.
And then he just slightly kicks the like. There's no urgency in that dude. I was like, dude,
but you're missing the point, brother. That's his version of urgent.
Well, and I'm also going to say that if a couple
of he's not in full-blown fight or flight, if he's running from a lion, that's all he's got. He's wide open right there.
Well, Johnny, we got too many police officers that look that way. That's the other problem too.
Well, like I said, thank God the gunman was a fucking slob also, or they all would have been in trouble.
I know. I was
but look at the principal that runs over, dude. He's fucking digging. Look at him driving his leg. He fucking went to it, man. Good for him.
Yeah. Oh, I know. He was.
Jesus Christ! If these are our fucking role models for our kids, no fucking wonder. Jesus Christ! What is wrong?
I was waiting for your reaction with the guy in red.
Dude, it's got to be. It's a fat farm. That's what it's got.
When I saw it, I was like, "What the hell? Why is the guy in the red shirt not have any urgency out of the whole situation?" I'll tell you what's urgent, Johnny. Get this. Like, look at this guy in NASCAR on the weekend. This guy decides to in the race. He actually. I've never seen this before, and this is fascinating to me. Check out this guy going along. Look at this. Hello. Like, he's actually not on the track, Johnny. He's on the fucking side.
All right, got up there.
Yeah, so I'm going to suspect that. So I have been on to like Talladega or Bristol and some of those tracks, dude. Those angles, like you're up 30 degrees, like they're pretty angled.
I've been on that too. Yeah. He's on a straightaway there.
He is. Yeah. I'm thinking it probably came. I think it was at Talladega on the weekend actually. So, all right, we got Jack Wilson.
Real quick, did you see that Elon fucking Musk said that in less than 3 years it's going to be cheaper to have AI in space?
Yes. Putting data centers into space.
Yeah.
So think about that, right? And there's a lot of logic with that. You think about it, right? Because you need power. You need power. Well, the sun's right fucking there. So if you can launch a payload into space and get energy on it, well, it seems like a lot of logic for me, frankly. You know what I mean?
Just fucking crazy how
it is crazy.
It's changing so quick.
Yes. Well, fuck yeah. 100%. And I saw Japan, was it Japan? It's China, sticking data centers down at the bottom of the ocean, right? For cooling and so forth, right?
Because it's too warm here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, we got Jack Wilson coming up. He was told not good things as a young man. Told he was going to be nothing. So what did he do? He said, fuck that. I'm going to become something. Born under 2 pounds, told he'd never be an athlete. Then he ran 240 miles. And then what did he do? He proposed at the finish line. The conversation with myself, John Anderson, setting it up with Sophia Grant starts right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Jack Wilson on Mornings in the Lab.
Someone told you what you couldn't be. A teacher, a coach, a doctor reading a chart. You remember exactly where you were standing. That voice doesn't fade. It just moves to the back of the room, and it speaks up every time you reach for something bigger. Most people build their lives around that voice. They stay inside the lines someone else drew for them. Jack Wilson was born weeks early, under 2 pounds. Both lungs collapsed. Before he could take his first breath, the chart already had a verdict. That kid ran all the way to a track scholarship, the Olympic marathon trials, and 200 marathons. They said he'd never be an athlete. At 8, he ran his first mile at YMCA camp in 7:48. He still has the blue ribbons. In 2021, he entered the Moab 240, an ultramarathon through the Utah desert. At mile 140, his kidneys started shutting down. The desert won. He came back the next year, carried an engagement ring in his shorts for 240 miles. At the finish line, all 10 toenails gone, he couldn't stand. He got on one knee and proposed. She had to help him back up. If someone once told you what you'd never be, this conversation is for you. Jack, welcome to Mornings in the Lab. It's good to sit down with you.
Johnny, who was born under 2 pounds, he was told he'd never be an athlete. Then he ran 240 miles, proposed at the finish line. Let's bring him up, Jimmy. Jack Wilson, this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. What's up, Jack?
Hey,
Jack, what's up, brother?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thank you for the opportunity. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, where are you joining us from today, Jack?
I live in Harpswell, Maine, on an island.
Oh, on an island.
You can take a bridge to the island, so you don't have to boat it, but it's still an island.
Yeah, tell me. I love the water. Tell me about your island. How big is it?
Well, so its claim to fame, John, is it's a working waterfront. So chances are, if anyone out there eats lobster, it's probably a good chance that it's coming from this little village called Harpswell.
Really?
So, yeah, I think permanent residence is under 3,000, and then because we're getting ready to hit the tourist season, this thing will blow up to 8,000-10,000 people, and then everyone wants to come eat lobsters, look at the bald eagles and seals and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Is it premised most of like Ma and Pa's, or do you have like chains that have come in there?
No, we're 100% mom and pop.
That is fucking awesome, dude. That is totally awesome.
There's one little gas station on the island. I think.
And no subways.
Oh shit, no.
Perfect. Oh, perfect, dude. Oh my god, sounds like a fucking paradise.
I came up here during COVID. Was going through a divorce after 36 years, and I was coming up here really to train for a race, and got kind of surprised on the whole divorce thing, and just fell in love not only with the girl that I met after my divorce, but with just how beautiful it is up here. Amazingly, stunningly beautiful.
Yeah. Jack and John with Keith Billis this morning on Mornings in the Lab. Jack, you said something that I'm sorry.
Real quick, have Jimmy or somebody put in the back, pull up some pictures or a video of this island.
I agree, Jimmy. If you can find it. So where's that, Jack? What's it called again?
Harpswell, Maine.
Harpswell, Maine. Jimmy, if you can find that for us and throw it up, that'd be great. Because I do have to ask a question. So, Jack, my brother here is great with words. Johnny I've never heard somebody who listens as well as John. Picks everything up. But I pick something up too every now and then, Mr. Anderson. And Jack, you said something which I'm confused about.
Okay.
You're on an island, but it has a bridge. So, but that is not an island.
Yes, it is, you weirdo.
Well, no, but
what is wrong with you? An island can't have a bridge?
But it's
Thank you, John.
Don't listen to this guy. He's fucking nutty as a fruitcake, dude. Jesus Christ. He tries to make these fucking arguments, and they're so fucking dumb. It's unbelievable.
How However, Keith, we do have many islands for you guys that want to take a fucking boat. And
Okay, there you go. Thank you. I want the real island, Jack. I don't want the pretend island.
So an island that you can get to on a bridge, or an island that you have to get there on a boat. They're both fucking islands, you weirdo.
It's true. It's connected to nothing other than the bridge.
I just like to get reactions out of my brother, Jack. Hey, Jack, so you also said something, 36 years of marriage, eh? Would you mind sharing with us, like, then you went through a divorce? It's a long time, brother. And this, we know our show for men, we know it's funny because, the title of today's show is That Sucks Day, Why Men Struggle to Admit Failure. And if you wouldn't mind maybe leaning into that, like 36 years, man, and then all of a sudden it's time for a change.
Yeah, 36 years. I mean, the honesty is, and for people out there that are either going through the initial phases or have gone through it, that it's not when it happened, it should have happened probably 10 or 15 years before that. For me, I'm literally a victim of COVID in the sense that I was a business executive, 3 million miler on Delta, lived in Atlanta, so I was literally for 20 years a part-time husband and a part-time father. I would be gone all weekend, sometimes for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And then come home and do that weekend warrior, get my fix of being a father and a husband. And then when COVID hit, we were all fucking forced together for some period of time that no one knew. Right. It was like unknown how long this was going to last.
Yeah.
And I was not prepared, quite honestly, to just be in that environment. And so it kind of compounded. And then I got this consulting gig in Paris out of all things. We're 6 months into COVID, and this French guy, because I used to live in Paris, speak French. And he said, hey, we're going to launch a company after COVID, and we would really like your expertise on helping us get there. So I thought it was a consulting engagement that we could do like this over Zoom, but the crazy French had a different idea. And they said, no, we want you in the office. And I said, guys, it's a global pandemic going on. What are you talking about? They said, no, we'll get you a special visa. And I thought, well, it's the French, it'll take them for fucking year to figure this out. And they figured it out within 2 weeks. I thought, shit, man, I'm going to Paris in the middle of a pandemic. So go to the airport in Atlanta, get on the big airplane that maybe had 10 people on it. So that was just a mind blowing experience. Fly into Charles de Gaulle completely empty.
Yeah.
And get a taxi. And so anyway, I worked with these guys for 2 months. And my then wife said, hey, listen, man, our shit's kind of going sideways. Why don't we take these? You're going to be gone 2 months. When you come back, it's going to be the start of like summer break. So she's got 2.5 months off. So let's take this 4.5 months. You do you. I'm going to do me. We never talk about whatever happened during that 4.5 months. And then let's decide at the end of it, like real adults, if we're going to stay married or not. I thought it was a fantastic idea. So the whole time I'm in Paris, I've got this vision of Boys Gone Wild. I'm going to be Matthew McConaughey, bongo drums, beach, doing all that shit. And I just couldn't figure out where I'm going to go with this newfound freedom. So I'm within 2 days of leaving Paris, can't figure it out. And I get that phone call from that friend that everyone has that you speak to twice a year. And as soon as you speak to him, it's like you're best friends again. So I'm in Paris. I get the phone call, and it's my buddy, Bob Davis. And Bob's like, Jack, what's going on? I said, hey, man, I might be going through a divorce. And he said, I'm heads down into one. I've come up to my cottage in Maine, and let's chill out. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to Maine, and I was going to be here for 6 weeks. So I come home, my kids, my wife, we set them down, tell them what's going on. They help me pack my RV, and I'm up here for about 3 weeks, and I get sucker punched by that knock on the RV door, and I got served divorce papers.
Oh yeah.
And it completely changed my life, who I was, who I am now. It was painful. It was embarrassing.
Hey, why did you feel like it was a sucker punch?
because we had the agreement that that hey, we were going to take this
Oh,
time
because the timeline wasn't up yet. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, the timeline wasn't up, and I think what happens is she got with all the girlfriends in the afternoon drinking wine and husband bashing, so she got that shot of courage. Oh, there you go. There's where I live, guys.
Okay, good. So I don't see a bridge. So I do believe, John, that he lives on an island now. So thank you, Jimmy. So I think Jimmy erased the bridge. John, don't fucking shake your head at me, brother. No, don't shake your head at your husband, Johnny. You, Jack, and Keith, and John.
You know what? You're not even my husband. You're just a whipping post.
Your work wives.
Yeah. You're I don't even know there's a word. You're like my squaw. You're like the little fat person in the goddamn tribe that walks around and does the shit that I don't want to do.
There's his house. There's Jack's house there in Harpswell, Maine. That's it. That's awesome.
Which is the big island? Is that the one you're talking about, brother? There was a few of them.
There are, I mean, guys, there are hundreds of islands.
Oh yeah,
really?
I mean, there are so many islands here. Most of them are not inhabited. So all of these are just little islands out in the ocean. That big one there is probably inhabited. I can't really.
So there's some islands that might only have a few hundred people on them.
That's pretty cool, man. That's
there are some islands, guys, that have like 3 people on them. They build build the houses, and you can only get there.
So do they own the island?
They do own the island.
Wow,
fucking killer.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
So you can see kind of the makeup there, just how it's all fingered together.
That's really cool, Jack. I didn't. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that with us. So let's stay. So John asked you a great question, and I'm curious about this. So you're in your head, you're going through this process of figuring out your lives, and all of a sudden the knock on the door, and you're like, holy shit.
Holy shit. And the guy was so cool. He was an old guy with a straw hat and a pair of overalls, right? I mean, just
you remember that, eh, Jack? Like it was yesterday.
You'll never forget it, man. And so he hands me this thick document, papers. And he said, son, you might not want to open that until you're in the right mindset. And I thought, what's he talking about? And he was so gracious because he could see that I was like confused.
Yeah.
And he said, son, whatever's in that document, it's not good for you. He said, so why don't you go out and have one more normal day before you open it?
Oh,
and it literally sat on my table for 3 days. I just walked around it, looked at it, and I got into the right mindset and finally opened it. And I said, shit, he's right. My life is over. I'm going to have to dig into this and, hire an attorney and go through all the bullshit. And it just got so contentious that I never went back to Atlanta. I left for training. So I had all of my summer clothes to run.
Yeah.
And I never went back to my home in Atlanta. I was so pissed off. I told my then wife, I said, you know what? Sell it all. I don't need any of that shit. I'll start over from scratch. Wasn't the smartest move. It was one of those in anger things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like literally, I was 55 when I went through that.
How old do you know, Jack? How old do you know?
I'll be 58 May 8th.
Okay. Wow.
So all the shit that I had accumulated in life, I just let it all go. I mean, literally.
Quick question, brother. If you were going to take that approach by letting everything go, where did the lawyer come into play? Is it a lawyer when you're fighting over shit?
Yeah. I mean, we were fortunate enough to have income, so we were fighting over stuff.
But you said take it all.
Yeah.
Then the only thing left to fight over was the income.
I got
you. Okay.
Right. So it took us about 2 years of because attorneys, all they want to do is get you guys fighting.
Oh, yeah.
So they can keep billing you.
Yes.
And for all of you attorneys out there, if I'm wrong, please, you can direct it at me. But in my opinion, this could have been done way easier, way cheaper. And the crazy thing is, I made a very generous offer early on, very, very generous. And no, her attorney was going to go for the jugular. And it turned out being at the very end of 2 years and spending all that money, the original offer that I had made is what we settled on, which even pisses me off more.
Yeah, no kidding. Jack and John and Keith this morning at Mornings in the Lab. So Jack, I'll say, so I've gone through that journey as well through divorce. My attorney, shout out to Richard Pollock, awesome dude, man. Richard taught me a life lesson during my journey that I take to this day, and I share it with John often. I was going through some conversations during that journey, and I was about to react to something, and he said to me, he's like, Keith, is what you're going to say going to move the conversation forward? And he hit me like a fucking rock. And I was like, no.
And that statement's going to cost you another 50 grand. You sure you want to do that?
And it hit me like a fucking rock. I was like, oh, no, it's not going to move it forward. He says, and why are you going to say it? And man, that hangs with me to this day. Because I saved a bunch of money, to John's point, with him teaching me that, because I was about to say something and he's like, but Keith, it's not going to move it forward. He's like, it's not going to move anything forward. So why even bother articulating it? I was like, holy fuck, man. Johnny was like 46, 47. Jack, that was a life lesson.
You understand, before I adopted Keith, he was a very reactive little sucker.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah,
I had to teach him to stop reacting. He was very reactive.
He's absolutely very right. 100%.
I think now I understand our relationship better. I had to adopt you to set to. I had to teach you the ways.
You're even wearing the shirt. You're even wearing the shirt. Dominate, man. That's
there we go.
Yeah, so we have a great relationship. I spend my time in the camp cooking. John's out there getting the animals for us. That's Keith and John's relationship. Yeah. So Jack, let's get serious, brother. You run the Moab 240. You ended in an ambulance. Your kidneys are shutting down, flashing 2 thumbs up to Melissa from the stretcher. And then, but you didn't finish. But then you came back and you finished. Brother, that is, not a lot of people would do that. Why'd you do that?
I think because, man, and I'm going to go back to being 8 years old and having, that kind of adversity.
Yeah.
So when I didn't finish the race and I spent 6 hours in the hospital, what I did when I got out is I told my crew, I said, hey, take me to the finish line. And they said, why the hell do you want to do that? And I said, I've got to see this with my own eyes, right? I need to see someone do this. And the very first person I saw come across the finish line was a lady, probably in her early 60s, maybe 100 pounds, with the biggest fucking smile I had ever seen on a human. And then the second person to finish was a guy about the size of John. He was 6'2", over 200 pounds. So neither one of these individuals looked like me. And I saw it. So I went up to the race director, hobbled up, and I said, hey, I'm in for next year. And so I had a year to train and it was, and as an adult, at the time I was 56, that whole year I knew I could do it. But when I showed up for that race, I was scared. I mean, like a grown man. I don't know anybody listening or you guys, when's the last time as an adult that you actually had fear, right? It really doesn't happen.
And I'm sorry, broke up. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jack.
I'm sorry about that connection, guys.
That's okay. Go ahead. You're finishing your story.
I just knew there was no way to finish that race without a sizable amount of discomfort. So I just really leaned into the suffering of it, and I was going to ask Melissa to marry me. No one knew this but me, so I carried that fucking ring for 240 miles, and whenever I wanted to quit, which was many, many times. I mean, when you run these races, picture
it was 240. It was 240 miles.
Yeah,
240 miles.
How long did that take you?
It's a timed event. You have 114 hours to figure it out.
Fuck me.
Yeah, so I made it in 96 hours.
God damn it. I mean, that's some interesting strategy too. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's your face. Watching the math in your face, you're like, 240 miles? Yeah, that's a timed event. And you can see the
I'm
math.
sitting here thinking, motherfucker, how does somebody stay on his feet for that long?
I know. So
everybody, the questions are, so do you sleep?
Yeah.
And the answer is if you have to. So the first day, because you start if anyone's been to Moab, you actually start in downtown Moab and then you head out towards the desert, right? That first day is 100% exposure in the middle of fucking nothing but rocks, desert, rattlesnakes, just complete exposure.
Really?
Are you on like a trail or a road?
All trail, 100% trail.
Oh, fuck.
So you've got these poles, you're going up, down. Actually, the vertical climb in Moab is 36,000 feet. So over the period of that race, we ran to the top of Mount Everest and down. That was the elevation.
Jesus Murphy.
Yeah.
So you got poles like to keep you up, so you could be running or kind of speed walking.
Yeah. Well, it's for an old guy like me, it's a mix of running, walking, speed walking. And then when you get tired, it's called a trail nap. You literally, so picture you're on this trail that is, it's big enough for you. So left and right is, nothingness. And when you're tired, you just literally face plant in the dirt for maybe 15 minutes. And that 15 minutes feels like 8 hours of REM sleep. That's how exhausted you are. And so when you get up, you literally have no concept of time because you're delirious, right? I mean, you're fucking tired, sleep deprivation. And then you just get up and you just keep going forward. I mean, it is by far the most challenging mental. People always say physical. The physical, the first thing that go is you say, oh, I got a blister, my foot hurts, all that shit happens. But it's the mental thing to say, fuck it, man. I saw that lady and that guy, I saw them finish. And that literally was in the back of my mind. I'm like, what do they have that I don't have? And, that first time it was mental. And that's all you guys think about it. And this is not just crazy Jack hyping people up, but the shit that goes on here can either impact you in a positive way or a negative way. And it's up to you to decide how you handle the shit.
Bro, you just fucking summed up everyday life right there.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, the only thing that those two people had that you didn't after talking to you, you got the mental fortitude. They just had some kidneys that decided to stay on track.
I ran out of water that first one, and I ran 8 miles with no water, and that was the thing that got me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Keith, Jack, and John this morning. I'm Morning to the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Jack, do you got some extra time spent with us, or do you got to rock and roll out of here?
No, man. I'm yours. I'm enjoying this. Let's go.
I got a question here.
Yeah.
You finished this motherfucker.
Yeah.
How much do you sleep over the course of the next 7 days?
Yes.
Oh, when you're done with the race, or when you're in the race?
When you're done, the pressure's off. You're wiped out. You probably eat and just fucking eat and drink and fucking down. Yeah.
Well, you can't really eat, John, because your body is so just deprived. You can't just, you would think that, man, I'm starving.
You probably just got to just get a little something in there. Nothing solid.
Just a little. But I was so fucking exhausted. I mean, like exhaustion that I really can't explain. But the sleep is, it's not like a restorative sleep in the beginning, because you're just literally just exhausted. So you may sleep for 2 hours and then you're awake, but it's that brain fog. It's like the worst hangover you've ever had. That feeling that you get. You're just foggy. It took me a number of days to get my sleep schedule right and to get my body going. I mean, these races just will fuck you up. I had neuropathy in my feet. I mean, I was a mess for quite a while. It was so bad that we couldn't get on an airplane because I couldn't really walk. So we had to postpone actually getting back on the plane to get home by 2 days to allow me enough time where I could at least kind of shuffle in the airport because I couldn't walk.
Wow. Jack Wilson hanging out with myself and John Annard this morning. Jack got a question from the community here. I'm going to throw it to you. We'll come back and answer it after the reset. We're going to do lifestyle tip, reset hour 2, and come back with Jack Wilson. But the question for you is this, Jack. What do you do when muscle ligament cramps? Rest, drink a ton of electrolytes. That's the question from Mike Sullivan. We'll put that one to you when we come back on hour 2 of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Jack Wilson this morning on Mornings in the Lab. Let's go with Jenny.
I'm going to take this lifestyle tip is kind of a bite off this fucking amazing guest we got here that's done some really difficult shit, right? Well, see, difficult shit will change your life. And unfortunately, most of us run from difficult shit. And you will learn very quickly once you engage in it how, number one, how satisfying it is. Number two, how it will change your life for the better. Most of us have this idea of what's hard, what's difficult. Well, it's because the pussies around us have convinced us it's difficult. It's not difficult. So the tip is this: start your journey of doing difficult shit. Just one thing every day. Perfect example. Wake up in the morning and do something you don't want to do. I've been getting up early in the morning and doing some form of exercise that I really don't want to do. And it's not that difficult. When to get started, it's really difficult. But what it does, you address that hurdle, you address that obstacle, you address that difficult shit first thing, and everything else gets easier in your life that day. If you look at the people that have done amazing things, they are really, really good at doing difficult shit. If you look at the guy that you emulate, probably the biggest difference you'll see is that he does difficult shit and you don't. So what's the tip? Start doing difficult shit. Whatever it is you choose, as long as it's hard for you, that's your starting point. Rock and roll.
Hey, we open up the big show. Shannon Elizabeth, Keith Phillips, Matt Roof joining OnlyFans. Yeah, which one is not? Good morning, everybody. We're hanging out with Jack Wilson. He came through with the kind of story that punches straight through excuse culture. Yes, he was born under 2 pounds, so what did he do? He didn't fold. No, he ran 240 miles into Moab and is telling us that story. And apparently he lives on an island. Yeah, with a bridge. I don't think it's called an island if it has a bridge. Nope. Hey, you know that day where your life just sucks? You're like, man, my life sucks right now. Why do men struggle to admit failure? We're having that conversation right now with myself, John, and Jack, as well as answering the question from Mike Sullivan that goes like this: what do you do with muscle ligament cramps when you're running 240 miles and sleeping on the side of the dirt trail? Do you drink? Do you rest? Do you just pull one out and rub one out, or you just stuff a bunch of electrolytes down you? And then, of course, we have Cheryl Whitaker, who's decided to go on a cruise. What the fuck, man? Cheryl's like, Jimmy, who's the Whitakers are gone. Johnny, they're cheating on us going on the cruise. Good morning, Cheryl Whitaker, Dwayne Whitaker. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The deep dive, so hour 2. The whole conversation is off the rails. That conversation, the whole show, and hour 2 starts right now.
Men don't hate failure. They hate admitting it out loud. That's why they internalize the L and start calling themselves the problem. Self-forgiveness isn't softness. It's how you stop one loss from becoming your identity.
Most men don't need a pep talk. They need a clean postmortem without self-hate.
So what's the move? Admit it sucked, learn the lesson, then pivot. Keith and John, is your pride protecting you or keeping you stuck in yesterday's loss?
Keith, Jack, and John this morning on Mornings in Elaborate to come back and answer that question for you, Jack. What do you do with muscle cramps and ligaments and so forth? But I want to start with this one. Brother, you
Sure.
why do men struggle to admit failure?
You know, I'm going to give you my take on it, Keith, from myself.
And I know you have, so let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I speak about it in my talks now. You know, I say that Malcolm Caldwell in his book, The Outliers, he says if you do any one thing for 10,000 hours, you become a master of that thing.
Yes.
And I say, you know, hey, I stand before you today and I can claim mastery in 3 things. Go-to-market activities in business, and I talk all about that.
Yeah.
And then I talk about my endurance, and I tell that story. The thing I'm actually most proud of is that I'm a master of failure. For whatever reason, failure, you know, we bow our heads, we're embarrassed, we're ashamed. People don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But the reality is, if people lean into their failures, regardless of what it is, that's where the real lessons are. And I wish that more people would actually talk about their failures instead of being embarrassed about it. Because I don't know the answer to your question, but I do know that as I've aged and I really lean into my failure, I've learned so much more about who I am and what I want to be than just being that embarrassment. And it's and to all the men that are out there, and I don't care if it's your fault and you failed, there's still a lesson there. So instead of being embarrassed about it, I think that more people need to embrace the failure, own up to it, especially if it's your own fault, and say, you know what, I learned a valuable lesson from it, and and here's my lesson, and I'm going to move forward in life. And John, I love your positive attitude too about doing hard shit, because doing hard shit is, you know, if you're complacent in your life and you're not happy, then you're missing the hard shit. I have found that when you lean into doing hard things, it's amazing how life gets better for you.
100%.
You know, hard now makes it easy later. Easy now makes it hard later. And that's
you're gonna pay. When do you want to pay?
Yeah,
that's true.
Well said. Well, it's funny, Jack, because you talk about failure, you know, as you're working through that answer here, and as Keith and John have been building the show and building this platform, you know, we fail all the time. John talks about his failures nonstop, but when you see him or you hear us talk, you wouldn't think about it. But that's actually the whole power of it all, right? Is that if you know, the beginning of our show, we talked about the struggles in the kitchen or the self-sabotaging behavior. It's actually just failure. It's just constant failure and trying to you know. And John and I talked. Johnny, those voices that you talk, we try to silence, right? With you know, it's, you know, those voices chase failure. Right. And you talk about it all the time, Anderson. That's one of the reasons why I've really enjoyed getting to know you as we've built this together, is you're not afraid to talk about the struggles with failure, Anderson.
Well, you get down to it. It's like most people are more afraid of what people are going to say that they
or what they're going to think of you. Yes.
So as soon as you stop giving a shit about other people, about the people you don't know, you lose your fucking fear of failure real quick. And when you stop being afraid of failure, or let failure be a motivator rather than a roadblock, it'll fucking change your life. I mean, it's so simple. When most people make decisions based upon their being afraid of failure, or more importantly, what they think people are going to say, and those decisions keep them on their fucking chair, keep them on the fucking couch, eating their goddamn Cheetos, talking shit about everybody else that are actually doing it.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's not afraid of failing is Thor. Check this out, Johnny. He's training for a big one here. I like to put this one up here. Jack, I like to do this with John, because John likes to pick up heavy things every now and then, and I like to learn from John when I'm watching these things. But he's going for a big event here, Johnny. I guess in May. It's going to looking to break a world record, I believe it is actually. But here he's getting after it. I want to pull this up here because I had it here in my notes.
Is he breaking his own world record? I think it's his own.
Yeah, you're right, Johnny. That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it. I just want to quickly find it here, because
the interesting thing about that is he broke his record, or excuse me, he set that record. Then he went and became a pro boxer.
Yes.
And now he's back in the strength world.
Yeah, that is I find that quite fascinating, actually. I'm just pulling. Yeah, so here it is here, Johnny. He's On May 24th, I'm deadlifting more than 510 kilograms and breaking my deadlift world record. So what we're seeing there is a 455. And here we go. I'm stronger than ever, 7 weeks out, 1,000.
Hold on. 455 kilograms.
No, I'm sorry, kilograms, Johnny. Yes, 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, that was at that. Not most people look at that thing and that was 450 pounds.
Yeah,
that was 1,000 pounds.
Yes, yeah.
Watch that. That's a fucking clean, easy stroke. Never fucking pauses once.
No,
you know when that bar is bent like that, that's a lot of fucking weight.
And then Anderson, May 24th, I'm deadlifting more than 510 kilograms and breaking my deadlift world record. So he's doing that at the enhanced games that we've talked about. So that's coming up.
That's an elephant bar right there. One thing that Jack, so that dude is basically 7 feet tall, right? So you're assuming that that's a regular bar because it matches up. That's actually an elephant bar, which is 2 feet longer than a normal bar. He's so big, it just looks like a normal bar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The perspective of it, Johnny? Yeah.
Yeah. Because nobody else is in the frame with him.
Yes.
You know, somebody walks in there, they're going to come up to his fucking shoulder.
Wow. But you're right at his lift, Johnny? Like just one movement, Like literally just one big movement all the way up.
Yeah. He's solid off the ground. Usually when he stalls, it's somewhere just over the knees.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There we go. So, Jack, what do you do with muscle ligament cramps? Question from Sullivan when you're on those runs. Do you rest? Do you drink a ton of electrolytes? Like, how are you powering yourself with fuel for 240 miles?
Oh, that's the magic question in all these races, man. It's all about that ingredient of fuel. And you got to think you're out here for 4 and 5 days.
Yeah.
So you got to take a shit. That's a thing that gets people, you can get constipated, which is a horrible thing in a race that long. And it's real easy in the heat to get diarrhea. And then that's a whole nother problem for you.
Of course.
So anyone that goes into these races, you've tested your gut in all of your training to see what you can handle, what you can't handle. And then the longer you're out there, of course, you're caloric depleted completely. So when you get to these aid stations, it's a grub fest. There's tons of food, runner food. There's people making hamburgers for you if you can take it. So it really depends on, in my case, I don't eat a lot because my stomach can get sour on me.
Yeah.
So I'm a lot with the electrolytes up front. And carbo loading beforehand, I try to put on about 5 pounds of fat.
Yeah.
So the week before, I'm eating all kind of shit, protein, fat, carbs, just literally as much as I can get into my body, because you got to think that's what your body's eating as you go, and if you are too late on it, it's impossible to catch up that long. If you start putting shit in because you got these cramps, chances of you getting over that are very slim to none. So you try to avoid getting those cramps. And if you do, you just got to slow down, take it easy, get over it. But you got to ingest an ass load of calories in order to get through one of these races.
No kidding. Camille Papu, I follow Tony Gabaggio's diet or whatever that was. I'm not sure what that is. Good morning, Kearney. Thanks for joining us on the show here this morning. I can't imagine, Jack, having a hamburger after crushing, like out there on a race, sweat and like actually a hamburger. No, doesn't seem like it'd be quite appealing to me.
There's all kind of, man, I ate 2 of them at one aid station, probably about 160 miles in at 3:00 in the morning off the side of a mountain. And it was the best food I ever had in my life. It just, when you're hungry, you're hungry.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Yeah. Hey, thanks, fucking Soprano reference. Thanks, Carney Papuco. I didn't pick up that one when you dropped it there, so I appreciate that. Hey, yeah. So I found some video of that I want to show you guys. Matt Roof, one of the guys over on the Kindness Rising show here at 7:30, I had a card delivered to his house yesterday. Jimmy, let's run this clip, man. It's a brand new Volvo. Brand new Audi. Just backing it in here. Roofy, if you're paying attention, man, you got to check this out, man. So just excited to deliver the car home, pulling into the driveway here, and just going to be excited about everything. And then, oh no, what happened? There's the neighbor going over. Like, you talk about a celebratory moment. You're coming home with your brand new vehicle, and next thing you know, the fucking
shit, man, the guy got whacked.
Yeah, Roofy's okay. I was all kidding aside with that one there. So Jack, you as a young baby, you were told you weren't going to make it. Not going to happen, man. You're 2 pounds, and life's not going to treat you very well. Yeah, but yet you took all that negative energy and turned it into something.
He started doing a lot of difficult shit.
Yeah, you did.
Started doing, but you know, it was difficult shit. And I still believe, because people ask me, you know, what motivates me now at 58 years old. And I still say, you know, I'm missing 8 years of my life, and maybe until the day I die. You know, because, you know, the first 8 years of my life, man, I had to sit there and watch life go by. Right. I was that kid that never got picked to play kickball at recess.
Yeah.
You know, and all that shit, regardless of how old you are and how smart and mature you are, it sticks with you. At least it sticks with me. And when I found out that I can do this, it's changed my life. And even today, when I will go out for a run this afternoon, for me, it still feels like when I was 8 years old. And I hope it stays like that forever, because it's just something. And people look at this and they look at the miles. It's not miles for me. It's mindset. It just so happens that the miles are something that I can do at a high level. But I mean, just last weekend, my wife called me, Melissa called me, and she's like, you know, hey, where are you? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. I had to look at my watch, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm 20 miles in. Had no idea exactly where I was. I was just running. And that happens frequently with me, because it gives me my head space. You know, some people play golf and they get that same thing. Some people go for a walk. For me, it's just running long distances. That's where I am the best me in my mind when I'm out there. I can't duplicate it anywhere else. God knows I've tried, but I'm fortunate enough that I know if I can get out the door, I can solve world hunger in my head when I'm in that frame of mind.
Yeah. Hey, Jack,
I would invite you to kind of take a different perspective on that 8 years, because you said I missed 8 years of my life, right? Mm-hmm. I would invite you to think, you know, that 8 years of my life was the most mind-shaping portion of my life, so I could live the best life. Without that, you wouldn't be you. If you'd had a normal childhood, we wouldn't be talking to the guy that ran until his fucking kid was fit.
Yep.
That's a good point, man. Thank you, John. That's a different way to look at it, for sure. And
my story is not like yours by any means, but I had challenges as a kid too. And I thank fucking God the universe gave me those on purpose, because had I not had those challenges to overcome, I wouldn't have developed the two things in my life that have made me. I became a really good fucking problem solver, and I learned how to work twice as hard as everybody else as a norm. And without those, I'm fucking working the goddamn register in a 7-Eleven, having difficulty fucking making change.
Amen. We're all one step away from that, man. But I love what you guys are doing and the energy you put into this. It truly is it's a cool format. And I hope that you guys continue to impact men's lives. I think more men need conversations like this. So kudos to both of you. I didn't know you before one of you reached out to me, and I'm so glad that you did, because I love this format.
Awesome. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you something, because John's right, because I heard it too. And what I heard was that, and I mean this with nothing but love, I hear this, that you're carrying those 8 years around. Right. And I'm like, dude, I'm glad Jordan said it first, which was, how can you turn those 8 years into something like Anderson just said, that imagine if it didn't happen to you. Yeah.
How did that happen?
And that's one thing that I've learned by doing this show. So Jack, I've never met John. John was a guest on my show like you were. And John and I got along, and we got off quite well, and we formed
kidding.
Yeah, we formed this relationship, this business partnership, this brothership. It's been a couple of years now, but we've never met. And just by speaking, I'd like to say we both changed each other's lives by just holding ourselves accountable to words and ideas and things we're talking about. And when I heard you say those 8 years, I knew he was going to not jump, but offer like he did, like I wanted to as well, which is, dude, put those 8 years aside. Let's move forward, because those 8 years are holding you back, man.
It's just, they're a blessing. Thank fucking God that happened, because that is almost like you traded the 8 years of not playing kickball for the rest of your life at this fucking maximum fucking, you live more life in the life after that 8 years because of the 8 years. Most people never lived that life. You know what I mean?
But do you guys find it interesting though, because it's as I've aged and I've accomplished these things, and I accomplished them all in a bubble, right? For me, for no one else.
Yes.
And as I've aged and I've gotten out of corporate America, and I started my own company in the speaking world, and now I'm speaking about something that was so personal to me. It's amazing to me. I'm kind of godsmacked that people are actually paying me now to tell my story. It's just, it's such a mind-blowing change that I kept what I do or what I've done, just to myself for so many years. And just in this past year, I've quit my job to just speak full time. And it's been such a rewarding thing to be able to do what I do. I love your format, but there is nothing better than to be on stage as a keynote and to look out and to be able to say your truth. And then the amount of people that come and they're so curious, because everyone's got their own burden, their bag of rocks that they're carrying. And I like to walk off stage giving people I'm just a normal guy, right? I'm a normal guy that has done exceptional things because I figured out a way to get this mind and to hold myself accountable. I don't give a fuck about what anybody else thinks about me, what I do, how I speak. I'm speaking my own truth, and either you like it or you don't. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's exactly
it. That goes right back to what we're saying. You don't give a shit about what other people think. That's complete fucking freedom.
That's it. Hey, Jack, quickly, what did are your parents still married, or did your parents go through divorce?
No, actually, my parents, I had a very normal childhood. My father died at the age of 60. So I think he's been dead for, I think it's 20 years now.
Okay.
And my mother is still alive. She's 83, lives in Florida.
Wow. Yeah.
So, so she is very, actually, I'm running a 100-miler next month in Florida. I'm running from Key Largo to Key West. It's called the Keys 100. And my brother is taking my mother to the finish line so that she can see her baby. So she can see her baby do what he loves to do.
That's nice. Awesome. That's awesome. I got to think your parents had a big influence on your life as you've gone through your struggles and your journey.
They were extremely supportive of all the crazy shit. Even there would be people that would come to our home. You got to picture this 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old kid, and they would come to the home and they would say, "Hey, Shirley, we saw your son in town today running. That's like 8 miles. You know that he's going to stunt his growth. His bones won't develop. All that crazy shit." And my parents are just, "Son, you just do you. You're completely fine. You do whatever. You just keep running."
That's it. Wrapping up with Jack Wilson this morning. Hey, Jack, you got a set of wheels out there on the island, or do you walk around everywhere?
Dude, I drive a Ural motorcycle. It's a Russian-made motorcycle with a sidecar.
Oh yeah, that is awesome. Well, then I don't think. Well, then you might be curious about what I'm about to put on here, because did you know what those black little dots are on the window, John Anderson and Jack Wilson? Because I'm going to tell you right now. Sterling Preston, let's set it up.
Did you know those black dots on your windshield are doing way more than looking weird? They can help keep the whole damn glass in the fight.
That border is ceramic frit. It helps shield the urethane adhesive from UV, so the windshield stays bonded to the frame.
It also helps manage heat at the edge of the glass. That matters because hot spots and stress can turn small problems into cracked up chaos.
If a flying tire chunk smashes into that windshield, you're not just betting on glass. You're betting on the whole system holding together.
That's the value here. Tiny black dots, boring as hell, doing life-saving work that nobody notices until shit gets real.
The lesson is simple. Respect the engineering you never think about. That's our today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and John.
I like to teach my brother as much as I can, Jack. I'm always trying to teach Johnny something. So, Johnny, that's why those black dots are there. Not that you care. Maybe you do care. But did you know that?
I don't think I have a car with those black dots.
I think every car does.
I had no idea.
Yeah, actually, I do, John. I think that's a part of vehicle manufacturing. I've actually always been curious about them. But
I'm ready. I don't bet often.
Yeah,
but I don't. Well, I should say this. I only bet when I know I'm going to win.
I know I'm getting it.
I'm teetering on making this bet.
I know. So it's a Jack.
Because first thing I think of, those are fucking ugly. That looks like a cheap fucking car is what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're in my Tesla too, around the edges there, actually. I'm pretty sure that they are. But anyways, there you go.
How would you know? The fucking thing stands under a fucking cover. He's got one of these cars. See, he gets on this show and he bags on people that fucking have these cars and don't drive them. He's got one of the fucking garage under a cover.
Hey, Jack, did you have one of these things growing up? These bicycles? I know that I had one of these, man. I absolutely had a BMX like this. Like that might actually have been my BMX, Jack Wilson.
Except for yours was pink.
Well, no, so John had one, Jack, but it didn't have a seat on it. Oh, hey, Jack, John, before you guys go.
Hey, John, before you go, look at this. Japan's selling a $430 butt pillow. 2 cheeks, 1 mission. Cradle your face like it's royalty.
It looks like a luxury ass got reincarnated as home decor. Realistic rounded cheeks is a wild thing to say with a straight face. They swear it fixes your sleep, your posture, your stress, your whole vibe.
Bro, it's a cushion.
Not a therapist with a squat routine. In the demo, someone's napping on it like it owes them money. If your sleep hack needs cheeks, you might need help. For $430, it better whisper affirmations and block your ex. Also, do you flip it for firm and you thitch support? Nation, is it a smart purchase? Or are you just trying to fall asleep on something like On's butt?
So, I
want a butt pillow.
Well, so Jack, men's mental health is spiked positive.
$430 fucking dollars. That's a fucking profit. You know, see the margin on that thing? That can't be more than a few bucks to fucking to produce.
That is margin and a half, isn't it, brother? Like you're absolutely correct, man. That foam is
the most expensive part is going to be to ship that thing.
Yes,
the size of it.
Yes.
But I mean, let's just say it's $5 to make and $5 to ship, and you sell it for over $400. Do the math on that.
Oh my God! So I was a little influenced. I love my wife's butt. She's away for a couple days here, so I was looking for stories. I'm like, oh, there you go. I go get myself a butt pillow while my wife's gone out of town for a couple days. But because Jack, men's mental health rises out of the view of a woman's butt. So I know that you love your Melissa. There, you can maybe there's a butt pillow in your future, Jack Wilson.
They need to make them of molds of your favorite butt, so you can actually have your wife's butt.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, Jack, how can folks find you, connect with you, engage with you? We found you on LinkedIn. Where can folks find you, brother?
Yep. So LinkedIn, I'm a very active user on LinkedIn. And then the name of my speaking company is the Ultra Endurance Mindset. And then I'm with all the bureaus out there for speaking. But yeah, social media is the best way to find me.
Awesome. John, closing words for Jack before we walk him out of here.
Pleasure speaking with you today, brother. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah,
guys, it was a pleasure speaking to you guys, and I'll just leave with one of my famous quotes: the will to win means nothing without the will to prepare. We're all born with the DNA of a winner; it's our birthright. But the thing that separates winning from losing, success from failure, is a really thin line, and it's called preparation. So go out today and lean into something that you thought was impossible. Do something hard, because I guarantee you, if you can talk yourself into doing it, it will change your life. And that's what I truly want for everybody. Thank you guys for your time. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would love to be a guest in the future.
Awesome, Jack. Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, you live on an island with fucking road on it, so I still got to get my head over that whole thing. So
hold on, live on an island with a road on it? Are you trying to talk about a bridge for Christ? He can't even fucking remember how to. He's so fucking nutty. He can't even remember what he was bagging on at the beginning of the show.
I mean, a road through it
with a road on it. You got an island on a road.
We do have roads, man. We actually have cars and we have electricity, Keith, out here. It's
you have electricity out there. Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, I see you got good internet too out there, Mr. Jack Wilson. So I'm noticing a theme, Mr. Anderson, as our guests continue to come onto the show. I noticed that the handsome chief here seems to be the one getting thrown under the bus by my.
Hold on. Listen, don't play the fucking victim. You do this dumb shit to yourself. You came out with the fucking if the bridge statement had stayed in the back of your mind, this whole thing would have never happened. Brother, last week he had this big fucking rant. If you're a golfer, you're a bullshitter. That's the worst blanket statement I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Jack, do you golf?
Yeah, I do. I'm not very good at it, but yeah, I love going out.
Well, then see, according to his theory, you would be the biggest bullshitter. Jack doesn't strike me as a bullshitter, so your theory's fucked up yet again.
Oh, I bet you Jack has shaved a stroke every now and then when he's
No. I never.
He doesn't care enough to fucking. He doesn't care enough to try to shave a stroke, dude. So let's get this on record. You bring this shit on yourself. Even the guests fucking come after you because you make these goofy statements.
I love it. Jack, you've been great, man. I really enjoyed hanging out with you this morning. I loved your energy you brought. I loved, although I will also say, when you were talking about being a master, you were talking about being Malcolm's book there, and I suspected you were going to talk about being a master of your own domain. So I'm glad you didn't go there.
Nope, not a master of my own domain. Man.
I am.
I no,
master my own domain.
No, you still don't have it figured out, because this thing's a work in progress. You know, where I am today is not where I'm going to be next week, man. I'm going to continue to push this thing, because now, and John knows, now I've got it figured out. I know that my weakness is between my ears. Yeah. And once you see it and you uncover it, you'll never go back to doing the way you used to do things again. Once you know that the secret is here, you just got to push for it, man. That's all it is. Everybody out there, anything's possible if you believe in it. It's just a true statement.
And brother, I'm so with you. We are so aligned. But poor Keith is talking about jerking off.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knows. At least I have Dwayne Whitaker on my side and Charlie out there in the comments. Man, this has been awesome. Jack, you've been fantastic, brother. Thanks for having some fun with myself and Anderson. Be safe today and good luck in all your travels. And let's stay in touch, okay?
Thanks, guys. God bless you,
brother.
It was awesome. A wonderful morning. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
I appreciate you, brother. You too. All right. Bye. So good, man. That was John. He was fun, man. He's a good dude. Hey, wow, his energy is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a great story.
Yeah, and I'm really glad you were being curious about where he lives, because I could live there right with you guys, like that island, water, no
about an island being. I mean, I love the water, so the idea of being surrounded by it is just fucking enchanting.
Well, then when you ask the question, it's just mom and pops. Then I got goosebumps because
it's like you boil it down to an island with just the way shit should be.
If you ever get an opportunity, I've been fortunate like you to go to many great places in the world. One of the greatest places I've been is the Galapagos Islands. But Johnny, like no Subways and 7-Elevens, like we're talking local food, like just local with none of the other commercial bullshit, right? And just water and food and those wonderful, man. I can't find the words to explain it, but when I think about islands and just local food, like I've told you before, some of the greatest ceviche in my life was out in the Galapagos there on an island where I couldn't find like a commercial restaurant. All I could find was local food, and dude, that's so happy.
Perfect.
Oh,
perfect.
so happy.
Yeah, there's no such thing as in this little town where we are, San Felipe. There's no chain. There's no restaurant you would recognize.
I imagine there's some great taco type shops around your area, like just fucking good, like just good food,
dude. I mean, it's like it's not even tacos, and they have all types of food. But I mean, it's all being made from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, my stomach's just churning right now thinking about all that good food. All right, brother, a lot of fun here today with you, man. So much fun. What are you doing today? What's on your agenda?
Let's see here. I know we have I got a dinner date tonight with some friends, which will be fun. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'll probably do some pickleball.
Yes.
Yesterday was training day. We've been flopping.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Flip flopping, training pickleball. That's been nice. So
well done.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get a blizzard here today. Like fuck. Like so, it was like 20 degrees Celsius yesterday. So which is 70 something about there down in your world, and now it's going to go down to 35 in your world, just like that. And apparently a big blizzard coming. So it's just like one of those. Yeah, ridiculous, right? So, but it'll be gone tomorrow. Dwayne Whitaker's out there. John, Cheryl, and Dwayne are off on our cruise. They're leaving on a cruising tomorrow, actually. So be safe, you guys. Have a good time on your cruise. And Johnny, have a wonderful day today, brother. Lots of love.
That's it, my brother. Tomorrow's Friday. We got Petro in the house. Let's go, baby.
Petro in the house tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, man. Have a good one, okay?
Have a great loop, my brother.
All right, take care. Johnny's out of here. You're left with me. It's going to be in the 90s when we sail out today. Yes. Oh, well done. Oh, yeah, you guys are going out today. That's awesome. Yeah, the Whitakers are on their big cruise, heading out to have some fun. Cheryl's birthday, all that good stuff. Kai's back. Good to see you, Kai. Jimmy, good to have Kai back for the last part of the show. Yeah. Convenient how that works. Hey, Jimmy. I got boiling water on me right before the show. I have to leave for an hour. Oh, yeah. Convenient. Well done. Yeah. We all know how it works, ain't even? We know. 100% we know. Yeah. We know you, Kai. Okay. So listen, Canada is apparently talking about banning social media for kids under 16. And I know that maybe social media has wrecked the world. And I got a monologue about it because it's actually, social media is not entertainment anymore at all, actually. I'm going to sneak away for about 50 seconds, go and empty the bladder. I'm going to come back and talk about this and offer a little bit of dialogue around the future of social media, entertainment, and postulate with some ideas for you guys to consider. And that monologue happens in 54 seconds.
Social media isn't entertainment anymore. It's behavioral engineering, and it's built to override discipline for profit. This isn't a neutral tool. It's a system that trains compulsion, and we're the product when our attention gets sold. We keep calling it a discipline problem. That framing protects the platforms, and it keeps us blaming ourselves. Cost isn't abstract. We lose time, patience, and presence, and our families feel that loss long before we admit it. The rule is simple. We don't use these apps passively because they are designed to use us.
We don't name the design, we can't fight it. Clarity is how we take our attention back. Keith's about to break it down. Social media isn't harmless anymore, and we've got to stop pretending it is.
So you might say, well, Keith, if social media is harmless, why don't we ban kids from it? And I hear that argument. Trust me. Where I lean into is growing up in an era where putting stickers on every cassette or album or CD because you can't hear that. It's gonna wreck your mind. I don't like that kind of world where because we all figured it out. And as we're seeing in Australia, there's every kid in Australia who is, yes, you're right, Melissa, let's go outside and play, but they're going outside to play to go find their friends down the road that are older so they can be on social media. So I don't know. I don't think it's a solution to ban. I'm not a fan of banning things. I don't you got to be 16 to do this, you got to be 18 to do this, or you can't do that. Fuck, man, really? But listen, we do know this. And I guess I felt somewhat of a responsibility to be a part of this because I grew up, I was part of developing the social media industry and the moderation side of things. the risk management side of things, the community management, the social monitoring, the early days, the precipice of what we are today. And social media is not entertainment anymore. No. And as much as we try to discipline ourselves around not opening the scroll, today it's behavioral engineering. Period. Point blank, period. And I think it's one of the biggest lies that the modern era is that we keep pretending people just lack discipline. When the reality is there's billions of dollars going into research to convince you with design and testing to optimize your overriding of your discipline so they can make more profit. And that, listen, nobody wants to say it out loud, so I'm going to say it out loud. Because we're still talking about Instagram and TikTok and these platforms, like they're all these neutral tools. Well, the reality is they're not neutral. First of all, let's just call that fact. They're not neutral tools. They're actually, and here's a wonderful metaphor to think about. They're casinos in your pocket with a prettier interface. Think about that for a quick moment. Could you imagine Whitaker growing up thinking that, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a casino in my pocket? They are. Casino for porn. Casino for Bitcoin. Casino for words. It's a casino for anything that you want. And now there's regulators that are saying the quiet part out loud that maybe we need to do something about this. Like, let's be frank here. The EU is charging TikTok over what it called addictive design features. Things like the infinite scroll. We know how it works. We know how it works. The autoplay, the push notifications, and the recommender system to keep people on the platform. Now, that's not because you have bad discipline. No, there's science going in to convince me to stay there. So now we got regulators looking at the product and saying, this thing appears to be built to actually keep you on it. Maybe we need to do something about it, especially our minors. And listen, I'm not here to say that we don't want to protect our minors. That's not what I'm saying at all. But let's stop insulting people by acting like this is just a personal weakness issue for all of us. Because it's not. We're not imagining it. We don't sit back and open the app for 1 second and then in 27 minutes we disappear. No, we aren't wired that way. And you're not weak, my friend. No, you are being handled by an application encouraging you to use it nonstop. And then while we're all pretending this is harmless fun, the broader cultural cost around us is showing up everywhere. Yet I still don't think it's right to ban social media from children. Sorry, I do not. The World Happiness Report found that heavy social media use was associated with lower well-being. And we know that. That's to be true. People spending 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours a day on these platforms. Think about how insane that is. But yet we do it all the time. We built a civilization today when we are the most connected generation in history. And Rufy called it on his show this morning. We're also the most anxious. We're the most less satisfied. We're the most fragmented, the most comparison addicted. Oh, what are they? Oh, I got the fear of missing out. And somehow we still call all of this progress. I don't know. Is it progress? It doesn't sound like connection to me. It sounds like it might be consumption disguised as conception. And I'm not even coming at this at a anti-technology thing. No, I'm a tech nerd, dude. I live in the future. I'm all about the future. I build with AI. I'm all about all of that. And I pride myself in building that way. But I believe in the upside of technology. But I also think we need to grow up and admit something that nobody wants to admit and talk about. That a lot of the modern tech is not actually helping people live better. Nope. Sorry, I'm going to call it out and just say it. And I know I'm a big tech nerd and I'm a tech guy who likes to build with tech. But it's helping companies extract more attention from all of you. And that is a different business that nobody wants to talk about. So I'm going to say it. So, and now you're seeing governments just push back harder. The UK is calling social platforms to end the never-ending scrolling. So perhaps the conversations are starting. Maybe they're changing. The old line was, come on in. It's just social media. Put your phone down. That doesn't work. It's bullshit. Because what exactly are these systems doing to human behavior at scale? They're encouraging you to use the devices more than ever. That is the real story, because once you understand that these platforms are not built to serve your goals, they're built to interrupt them, everything changes. Yet I still believe we do not ban them for kids. I don't. No. But here's the thing too. Your focus problems start looking different, and your anxiety starts looking totally different when you realize that these platforms are built to not entertain you, but to hook you. Your ability to sit still, read, think deeply, or be bored for 5 minutes starts looking different. Maybe this is not a motivation crisis. No, maybe that the accountability still relies on your shoulders, as Neiman just says. Right? You still got to build your own awareness. Yes, we know the devices are doing this to us, but maybe this is, maybe we've spent so much time building an attention economy so aggressive, so invasive, and so normalized that people now think that their burnout, their distraction, and their mental fatigue are personally flaws instead of predictable outcomes. But the reality is, no, that's not how it works. That casino in your pocket, it's creating those predictable outcomes for you. It sucks you in, it gets you in, and it doesn't let you leave. But still your own mirror that has you battle that decision whether to pick that casino out of your pocket or not. That's self-discipline. That is the real story. So, as we move forward in a world where social media is moving from social friendship, algorithm-fed stuff to entertainment, intention-led stuff, it's like we have built this economy that is nothing but distractions. And that's where, it's easy to get pissed off. Because it seems like we are raising kids now inside systems that adults can barely resist. Yet I still believe we don't ban it from the kids. We're asking men to be more focused, more disciplined, more present. Yet we put the casino in their pocket and then we shame them when they struggle. Really? Is that what we're going to do? And listen, I'm not saying that no one has agency. We all have agency on our own choices. That's the whole point of this whole thing. And I'm saying, let's just stop being stupid about the battlefield around what we're talking about. There's two sides to this whole thing. You are not just fighting distraction. You're fighting industrialized distraction at scale, convincing you to open up the casino in your pocket. Yeah. So, social media, it is not social entertainment anymore. It's not what we've been raised with for the last 15 years. If anything, now more than ever, it's infrastructure. It's persuasion. Some would call it gaslighting. Maybe it's conditioning. Perhaps it's behavioral design. And the people who understand any of this first are the people who still have a chance, to stay in control of their own agency, to stay in control of their own mind.
Most of us spend our lives trying to look like we have it all figured out.
Forgive too fast to look spiritual. We panic if we aren't millionaires by 25. And we stay in dead marriages to keep up appearances.
Today, we're burning the script on performing and looking at what happens when you actually choose the truth instead.
It's messy, it's raw, and it's the only way to grow. Chief, show them the real gold.
I'm not a big fan of banning things, because when you ban something, you stop the conversation. You stop it. No, can't do it. But can we talk about it? No, you just can't do it. What? That's right. That's where I struggle when politicians and governments make an absolute banning it. Boom. What is it teaching us? What is it teaching those for the future? No, it's banned. Have we heard of VPNs? Yeah. Hey guys, YouTube, the forgiveness trap, why healing isn't the Hallmark card. Life happens with Barb and Michelle are calling out the biggest lie in the self-help world, the forgiveness trap. We've been told we have to forgive to heal, but Michelle says this. She's like, that's just letting the person who harmed you off the book. Real healing isn't a Hallmark card. It's sitting with your valid anger and choosing acceptance with yourself, not the perpetrator. Stop forgiving just to keep the peace, because if the best apology is changed behavior and you haven't seen any, why are you rushing to make it right? Use your anger as the data, she says. Use forgiveness to actually serve you. Or are you just looking to look evolved for a universe that doesn't care? I don't know if I fully agree with this. I think there's something very, very powerful with forgiveness. Very, 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 very powerful with looking in your own mirror, finding peace with yourself, and then finding peace with the person across from you. So, I don't know. Maybe we got to have Barb Michelle on the show here. All right, Substack, the Wonderkind myth is killing your potential. Makish Singh just dropped a nuke on the Wonderkind myth on Substack. We are obsessed with early achievers, but the data proves it's a lie. The average high-growth founder is 45, and apparently our brains actually peak in midlife. If you're 40 and you feel behind, well, you're actually just entering the arena with the skills that matter. Judgment and pattern recognition. Well, hey, man, I got to think that if I'm in my 50s now, which I am, I must be thinking that my potential is off the charts. Yeah. Your 50s are for radical reinvention, not for slowing down. This is true, 100%. Are you actually believing you have just been believing, or are you actually written by somebody who's nerve? Good time. Thanks for the $2, brother. I appreciate that. Chop, chop from Mr. Good Time. Charlie dropping $2 on the table for us this morning. Hey, we got family lawyer Simon Dippin here is reframing divorce, and it's not a gut punch for any man performing a role. He says divorce isn't failure. It's the moment you start performing and start confronting what is actually true. Staying in a dead marriage for the look of it is the ultimate lie. Yes. According to Simon, and listen, our guest talked about it. According to Simon, the end of a marriage is often the start of a man's most honest chapter. You know what? I think I could probably relate to that. As I went through my divorce, I don't talk about it frequently because I don't think anyone wants to hear about it. But you know, when I went through it, I would say that it was, and it has been the start of my most honest chapter in my life. Right? Honest chapter with my own mirror. With my own ideas, my own thoughts, my honest chapter with my own self, my own truth. Because it is about the truth over optics. So Maya, speaking of stopping the performance, if you had to live as a professional mime for a year, what would be your signature stuck in a box move? Maya Rez.
If I'm a mime, I'm definitely not doing the box. I'm doing the invisible sprint so I can actually get somewhere. Look, Keith's stories today all point to one thing. The weight of the performance is what's actually killing your momentum.
Whether it's fake forgiveness or a fake marriage, the truth is the only thing that sets a firm floor under your feet. Stop trying to look healed and start being honest about where you are.
Your next step isn't a grand plan. It's just saying the truth out loud.
Go find one thing you've been faking and drop the act today.
Hey, we got the resident bullshitter himself. He's not a bullshitter. He just dropping fact. He's calling out your bullshit. His name, one of our favorites, Dr. John Patricelli, will join us tomorrow on The Big Show. Mornings in Live with Keith, John, and friends. What a fun one today, guys. So fun. Jimmy and Melissa, because Kai wasn't here. Oh, fuck. Did I say that out loud? I meant to say it after the show, actually. Anyways, Kai, I hope you're feeling better. Kai got a little bit of a body injury before the show here today. Yeah, and she was sitting on the toilet shitting. Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I have no clue. Hey, Shannon Elizabeth. She went from Nadia on American Pie, joining Oiling Fans at 52. She's beating me and Johnny there. Yeah, true story. And Jimmy calling you out from Good Time. Tomorrow on center stage, we got Ramon Velez. The guy's been behind the camera at ABC, NBC, Google, and MLB for 20 years. He has no fucking clue what he's stepping in tomorrow on The Big Show with Keith and John. And I'll tell you, man, it's going to be a conversation about invisible excellence, pressure, leadership, and him going, what the hell have I just walked into right here on Mornings in the Lab? Man, we talked about islands with roads. Yeah. and Bridges. True story. Keith's just getting it all sorted out. And thanks to Kai for not being here today. Thanks to Jimmy. Thanks to Melissa. Thanks for John and the Speed Racer for joining us. Hey, Jimmy, thanks for Cheryl and Dwayne leaving us. Yeah, going on a cruise, just leaving us. I know. There's no sarcasm or passive aggressiveness in any of my thanks right now at all. Nope, not at all. And yeah, good time. Good time. Jimmy, delete that comment because I don't want to believe that it happened that long ago. I can't believe that movie came out that long ago. I know, dude. Like that's like, I think that movie was made when the Titanic sank. Good time. Nation, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to have an awesome one. We're going to get, hey, Petro, should we get into the butt? Should we get into the butt pillow selling business? Yeah. Oh, you know what, actually? Hey, Kai, I got an awesome butt clip I found yesterday from the butt doctor out in Miami for Johnny for tomorrow. The guy does BBLs. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that there. Nation, you need to see this tomorrow. Tomorrow's clip, I got a crazy clip. True story that Johnny's going to be asking, what the hell did I just see? Yep. That's a funny one. Hey, look in your own mirror. Have you looked in your own mirror? We got look at your own butt. That's according to Jimmy. Yeah, lookatyourbutt.com. All right, Nation, we're going to get out of here. Boom, boom, boom. We'll see you guys in less than 24 hours. Where? Right here, mornings.live. And if you haven't checked in yet today, I invite you to do that. Mornings.live. That'll get you checked in to build your streak. Sullivan, I appreciate you. Charlie, I appreciate you. Sullivan, I appreciate you. Good time. Thank you for the $2. Petro, we'll see you tomorrow. Nation, have a good one. Kai, Jimmy, Melissa, thank you guys. We'll see you guys. Have a good one, Nation. Boom.